In the mystical land of Great Zhou, a prince was born, Zhou Yuan. Destined for greatness, he carried within him a dragon blessing that promised unimaginable power. But fate is a cruel master. On the day of his birth, an unknown enemy struck, sealing away his dragon's might, leaving him weak and his empire vulnerable. Years later, Zhou Yuan, now a determined young prince, discovers the truth behind his lost power. With his kingdom teetering on the edge of destruction, he sets out on a perilous journey, seeking ancient techniques and hidden knowledge to reclaim what was stolen from him. Every step he takes is fraught with danger, as mysterious forces shadow his every move. Friends may turn into foes, and enemies hold secrets that could change everything he knows. Will Zhou Yuan unlock his true potential, or will the hidden forces lurking in the shadows ensure his kingdom's fall? In a world where betrayal and power intertwine, nothing is as it seems. The episode begins with our main character, Prince Yuan, in a dire condition. His body has been poisoned, a poison that activates every 3 years, and his mother, the queen, is trying her best to heal him using her powers. While she attempts to cure him, a dragon-like energy emerges from Yuan's body, only to return and re-enter him, causing the prince to fall unconscious. A doctor examines Yuan and informs the king and queen that the prince is now stable, and they won't need to worry for the next 3 years. Despite this temporary relief, Yuan is still unable to unlock any of his 8 meridians, a significant milestone that most children his age have already achieved. The poison in his body has hindered his progress, and this has left the king and queen deeply worried. The queen has used up a significant amount of her nourishing essence and blood to help Yuan, which has greatly deteriorated her health. The doctor warns her to take care of herself as well, as her current condition is critical. We are then told that the poison in Yuan's body will reactivate every 3 years and become increasingly dangerous with each activation. The doctor grimly informs the king and queen that if the pattern continues, Yuan may not survive after the next 3-year cycle. This devastating news leaves the king and queen heartbroken and in tears. At this moment, Prince Yuan wakes up and demands to know the truth from his parents about how the poison came to be inside his body. The king begins to narrate the story. He explains that for the past 100 years, the Dao dynasty and the Zhou dynasty had a strong friendship, but suddenly, the Dao dynasty launched an attack on the Zhou dynasty, causing great harm. The scene shifts to the day when Prince Yuan was born. Yuan's father, the king, was preparing for war against the Dao dynasty when he saw a holy dragon spirit in the sky, a sign that the queen had given birth to a blessed child who had unlocked all 8 meridians at birth. The king was overjoyed at the sight of the dragon, and his soldiers bowed to him in congratulations. However, soon after, the king noticed a python and sparrow spirit in the sky, which made him realize that something ominous was about to happen. Suddenly, their enemies launched an attack. Xian, the head of the Dao dynasty, appeared on the battlefield. Xian confronted the king and declared that the day had finally arrived when he would steal the luck of the newborn dragon spirit child. Xian's soldiers attacked, and the king and Xian engaged in a fierce battle. During the fight, Xian revealed that his wife had also given birth to 2 children that day, and he was there to steal the dragon spirit from the king's child. As the battle intensified, Xian unleashed a powerful attack, forcing the king to activate his own special power. Despite the king's strength, Xian's soldiers started overwhelming the Zhou forces. Xian himself managed to severely injure the king by cutting off his hand. With the king gravely injured, Xian gave him an ultimatum: either hand over the dragon spirit or face the annihilation of the entire Zhou dynasty and its people. Left with no choice, the king was forced to give up his child. Xian took the child to a secluded place where he began extracting the holy dragon spirit from the baby. The dragon spirit emerged from the child, and Xian fed it to his own python and sparrow spirits. However, he noticed that a strong aura still lingered around the child. Xian absorbed this aura as well, preventing the child from unlocking any meridians, which is why Yuan has been unable to cultivate his powers. After hearing this painful truth, Prince Yuan is shocked. The king and queen apologize to Yuan for everything that has happened. Suddenly, the queen's health worsens, and the doctor explains to Yuan that the queen has severely weakened herself by using her powers and blood to extract the poison from his body. If things continue this way, the queen only has 10 years left to live. This revelation fills Prince Yuan with rage, and his eyes burn red with anger. He demands a solution from his father to save the queen. The king tells him that there are certain geniuses between heaven and earth who possess the ability to extend lifespan, but they are incredibly hard to find. Despite the king's efforts, he has been unable to locate any of them. Determined to save his mother, Prince Yuan declares that he must become strong enough to extend her lifespan himself. Impressed by his courage, his father instructs him to come to the ancestral land the next day and focus on cultivating as much as possible. By growing stronger, Yuan may be able to expel the poison from his body and increase his mother's lifespan. The scene shifts to a school where Yuan is attending class with other students. A girl approaches Yuan to help him, and Yuan asks her about her grandfather. She tells him that her grandfather wishes for Yuan to visit their home, and Yuan agrees. The girl begins to think about how kind Yuan is and how he has always helped her. Yuan reminds her that the exams will begin in 2 months and advises her to prepare well. Suddenly, another boy laughs and mocks the girl, saying she won't be able to take the exam. Yuan notices that the girl's jade pendant is in the possession of the boy and asks her why it is with him. Another student explains that the girl lost a fight against the boy a few days ago, and as a result, had to give him her pendant. Without the pendant, she cannot take the exam. The boy taunts Yuan, saying if he wants the pendant back, he will have to defeat him in a fight. Yuan accepts the challenge, and the two head outside to fight. A crowd gathers to watch, many doubting that Yuan can win, as the boy has already unlocked 2 meridians, while Yuan has yet to unlock any. The boy taunts Yuan again, saying he didn't expect the prince to fight for a girl. The fight begins, and the boy charges at Yuan, but Yuan calmly blocks his attacks with his hands. The boy becomes increasingly frustrated and unleashes a powerful attack, but Yuan dodges it effortlessly. Yuan then lands a punch, sending the boy flying forward. The boy challenges Yuan to attack head-on, and both charge at each other. Their punches collide, and at that moment, Yuan activates a power that sends the boy crashing to the ground, winning the fight. The crowd is amazed, and everyone starts praising Yuan for his victory. Yuan approaches the boy, takes the jade pendant, and returns it to the girl. Later, the girl thanks Yuan in private for retrieving the pendant. Meanwhile, we see the boy, whose name is Lin Feng, seething in anger over his defeat. One of Lin Feng's subordinates apologizes to him, but Lin Feng, in his fury, beats him mercilessly. The scene shifts to the ancestral land, where Yuan and the king have come to increase Yuan's power. This land holds a secret power that no one from the Zhou family has ever been able to activate, but the king believed that Yuan might be able to succeed. Yuan spills his blood to activate the land, but at first, nothing happens. Just as they start to feel disappointed, the place suddenly activates, and a barrier forms around Yuan. An attack begins on Yuan from all sides. The king tells him that this is likely a test, and Yuan should be careful. The attacks continue, and Yuan struggles to withstand them, eventually falling to the ground. However, thoughts of his family flash through his mind, and he remembers his mother and father. He forces himself to stand up, determined not to give up. The king attempts to break the barrier with his weapon, causing a massive explosion. When the smoke clears, the king realizes that Yuan has disappeared. The scene shifts to a mysterious place where Yuan has been teleported. Confused, he looks around, unsure of where he is. Suddenly, he notices a girl standing in front of him.